And good Tuesday morning, round two of the Chip Matthews Show. And of course, in the studio on Tuesdays, always when he's not absent, Jamie Creel.
Yes, sir. Boy, I've been battling them kidney stones for the past month, and
Oh, yeah.
don't wish them on anybody.
There you go. There you go. Let me, so where are we going to start today? Ole Miss football?
Well, that sounds good to me.
Okay, Ole Miss football.
I can tell you this. Got all my stents out, went up to Oxford, drove up with the family, and I've been attending Vaught Hemingway for quite some time.
Right.
I have never in my life seen a stadium that raucous in Mississippi in a long time. Never. I've never seen it.
I'm trying to remember the time where there was a Billy Brewer year back when we went down to the end zone at the end of the game and held state out, blah, blah, blah. I remember that one being a raucous time. And then I want to say during the Cutcliffe years, there was a few times. The Arkansas game, the 8 overtime game, it rocked. But I can't imagine. And I'm upset because I had tickets and didn't get to go.
Well, it was amazing.
And it was the biggest crowd ever.
Yeah, it was. And they were, I kept telling my wife on the way up there, I'm a season ticket holder, but I don't have a parking pass.
Right.
And these parking passes were just, I buy them on the way up there. Normally for a 6 o'clock game, you start trying to purchase around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're going to get them pretty cheap.
Right.
And normally I can get it for $75 or whatever the case may be, but it kept saying $325, $289. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I looked in the section that, I sit right there on the 50 in section O.
Right.
And there was only 2 tickets available in the whole section. I'm like, there's going to be, and I told her, I said, there's going to be something special about this night, know. And then, of course, the laser show pregame, the drone show, and I was surrounded by, Florida people, and they were just in amazement. They were amazed at how nice the people were,
right? How
nice the town was,
right?
And their comments were, why would anybody want to leave this?
Right.
And that's a question a lot of people have. The quaintness of Oxford, the square, it's unprecedented. To me, the only other SEC city that I've been to that even remotely resembles it would be Auburn.
Auburn or Athens?
Well, I haven't spent much time. I've been to a game at Georgia, but I didn't spend much time in the town.
Oh, Athens is solid.
But that Auburn Opelika, to me, that area, I mean, it's just a, especially if you're a golfer, which I used to be. I mean, you got plenty of golf course right there, and it's just a very, I don't know. I love the atmosphere. It's definitely better than Baton Rouge.
Oh, yeah. Baton Rouge, I don't think, other than money, they can take a stupid coach and win down there. They had Ogeron.
They had one that ate grass and then won the national championship.
Yeah. You go to look at it. Clock management and all that's not a skill. And I don't mean to say they're stupid. I'm just mean to say that they don't have to be as talented with the talent that they have. Now, of course, half of them are convicts, but
LSU is a breed of its own.
Yes.
Back when I was an educator, I had the opportunity to go, and I was at the 2 loudest games in LSU history because I love the atmosphere.
What was the 2 games?
So one of them was when they beat Tebow.
Yeah.
When they went for 4th down like 4 times in a row. Hester, the running back,
right,
kept getting the 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and then they finally scored and it erupted. And the other time was when they beat Auburn, when they had Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown and all them. Look, for a moment there, the whole world shook.
I've been in that stadium. First time I went there, in '86, they put me in the nosebleed.
Oh, and
I was on the very top row.
Oh, Lord.
And this was back when we still waved rebel flags. Okay.
Yeah.
And my broke and fell all the way down.
That's crazy.
And we were losing, and somebody picked it up and brought it all the way back up to me. And I said, well, thank you. These people are just nice down here.
Yeah, they really are.
Okay. Then we won the game. That was Billy Brewer when he in '86, I believe, '85, somewhere in there. Then my next trip, I'd been put down in front of the band.
Wow. That was probably pretty loud.
I turned purple and gold that day when they poured paint out of the top, right on
Wow.
top of me. I was like, this is the LSU I heard about.
Well, they, you know, one of my buddies got hit with a beer bottle down there. We went to the Florida State LSU game. Florida State just boat raced them. And it was raining. I just got a brand new car. It had cloth seats. And man, we drove back home naked. I wouldn't let anybody go mildew my seats on day one, you know. But anyway, it's I mean, LSU atmosphere, it's unbelievable.
It's a great atmosphere. I mean, it's football.
Mm.
I mean, SEC is just great. I like Knoxville. I've never felt at Alabama that is a great experience. I feel detached from that, especially when you would go and you used to park at the houses in front of the stadium.
Right.
But, you know, LSU is the greatest trip. Auburn's a good trip. Georgia was always a good trip. Kentucky sucked. I mean,
I've never been to Arkansas, and I haven't.
Arkansas is rowdy.
Yeah.
I've been to Little Rock, and I've been up the Pig Trail to Fayetteville.
Our next trip was going to be going to Kyle Field next time Ole Miss plays there. That their band, watching them march in unison like that. When they came to Oxford 2 years ago, it was amazing.
But you need to go to one Arkansas game.
Okay.
At Fayetteville. It'll be your last, because you'll say the only way I'm coming to this stadium again is I fly in on a helicopter. We got on the Pig Trail from Dardenville, which, of course, Dardenville, in order to have a beer that night at the hotel that we stayed in, we were 26 miles from the stadium, okay? We stopped there on Dardenville, get a hotel room. They said, you got to buy a license to get a beer.
Wow.
Okay. So I bought a license to get a beer and stayed there. And I said, okay, this is as bad as LSU when you got to get gas before the game. Do not wait to get gas after the game. You might not get gas. But we got on that thing. It took 5 hours to go 26 miles.
Wow.
Because the Pig Trail does this.
That's crazy.
And everybody driving their RVs from Arkansas. I'm going, if I was from Arkansas, I wouldn't attempt that. But that was the way it was. I mean, but that's a hell of a trip. And it seemed like I sat with a group of people, which we all had 13, 14, 15, 16. It seems like they were able – there was a chair between me and all my friends for an Arkansas person to sit down there. And then the whiskey bottles come down from the top. It's sheet metal under the stadium. And then they splash and break right before your feet. If you've got it. It's a great trip.
Yeah.
SEC football is it.
Unrivaled.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break and be back. We're going to talk a little bit about school choice because they're getting rowdy for me right now and on the things they want to pass. So we'll be right back with the Chip Matthews Show with Jamie Creel on WYAB. And on the things they want to pass. So we'll be right back with the Chip Matthews Show.
103.9 WYAB.
Hey guys, I have a secret for you. We notice. We notice when you're tired all the time. We notice when your drive is gone. We notice when you're just not feeling that into us. But here's the good news. It might not be your age. It might be your testosterone level. Hey y'all, I'm Morgan at Men's Health of Mississippi. We help men just like you. We specialize in giving you back your strength, your energy, stamina, and confidence. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Call Men's Health of Mississippi today to find out what your testosterone level is. Trust me, we'll notice that too.
After 16 wonderful years serving our community, Lewis Furniture Store in Clinton is closing its doors. The owners are moving to Tennessee to be closer to their children and 6 beautiful grandchildren. That means it's your last chance to save big during their final day's store closing sale. Every item must go before they close for good on November 22nd. They're open every day until 8 p.m. except Sunday. So don't wait. Stop by Lewis Furniture and take home the quality you love before it's gone forever. Located on Highway 80 in Clinton, Mississippi, right next to Nukes.
You know what's a nightmare? We've all seen that movie where the bad guy's coming and your gun jams up. Luckily, that's just a movie, but you can't take the chance it could happen to you in real life. Hey, y'all, I'm Therese Apel from Dark Horse Press, and I've written stories about a whole lot of situations where people needed their gun to work for them. So if yours is moody or likes to jam, you need to take it to Guns and Gear. Let their professional gunsmiths look at it and fix it so it'll work when you need it. They're the absolute best at what they do, and that's why I buy all my guns from them. That's Guns and Gear in Gluckstadt. Check them out today.
Grizz Nation, the place to be is at FedEx Forum when your Memphis Grizzlies return to battle the Sacramento Kings on Thursday, November 20th at 7 p.m. Bring the energy and get the first look at the 2025-2026 City Edition uniforms on the court. Grab your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or visit the FedEx Forum box office.
This is Lori at the Mailroom Gluckstadt with exciting news. We now offer photo services and large format printing, such as banners, yard signs, blueprints, and canvas prints. We also print business cards, invitations, photos, and more. And with the holidays coming fast, let us print your Christmas cards. Many projects may be ready the same day, and the Mailroom Gluckstadt is still your place for shipping, drop-offs, and gift wrapping. Visit us at 272 Calhoun Station Parkway, across from Callaway's in Gluckstadt. MailroomGluckstadt.com.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Hey, this is Travis with Rapid Oil Change, the leader in fast service and fleet account maintenance for over 40 years, providing routine maintenance for most makes and models, keeping downtime to a minimum. We've set most local and national fleet accounts. Can't see at night? Headlights faded? Check out our newest service, the Bright Line Headlight Restore Kit by Mighty Automotive, available now. Keep your vehicle ready for the road ahead and drive hard with Castrol Edge. Open 6 days a week with 6 locations to serve. Visit us online for specials at oilchangems.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show with Jamie Creel and Ulysses Brinsley III. I was thinking when you said that, I was Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Yeah,
No, it's
the
the law
law
firm.
firm. Yeah.
I was going, well, no, that wasn't it. Was. But anyway, we're here on the program. We're talking politics, and it kind of stuck on Ole Miss football. It is a bright spot in the state of Mississippi right now. It looks like they have a chance of the playoffs. It's like last week I had Shane on the show, and I was talking to Shane, and he says, y'all have the better team than Florida. I go, but Shane, you grew up a Rebel. You know that game is lurking right there, that game where it's going to be get over the top, and then boop. Now we're looking at that game again, and it's Mississippi State next week.
You know, talking about that game, you know, people say, well, you're probably in already. We don't need to take those chances.
Right.
I can't say for sure whether we are or we're not.
Right.
If Kiffin leaves and we lose the game, I don't see them putting us in there without a coach.
Right.
You know, if they force the deal with, you know, Carter come out yesterday saying that, hey, we need a decision by the Egg Bowl. And you know, I don't understand the decision forcing his hand that early and seeing, hey, you know, what happens if he says I'm gone? Then what do you do a day before the game? You name gold in the
well, the problem on why you want to know the deal is the portal.
Yeah.
I mean, the portal opens and you're in the playoffs and you're getting to the playoffs and he doesn't have anybody you're getting. He's trying to take them with him.
Yeah. You know, people said, oh, it's going to be about the money. You know, I don't see him leaving for money.
He's made money since his first job at the Raiders.
His daddy, his daddy had money. You know, working all those years in the NFL. I mean, I'm feel certain his wife is well-to-do, you know, with her dad being who he is. But I'm telling you, I really feel like he's trying to establish himself as a Saban, a Dabo Sweeney, a Kirby Smart, and he just probably feels like he can't get that done year in and year
I
out.
guess technically he would be the equivalent of a Johnny Vault, which Johnny Vault was a great coach, but he was only second to Bear.
Right. But I mean, I feel like he's earned Johnny Vault status
Yes,
as far as with Rebel.
He's
I mean,
there.
If Lane Kiffin comes out and says, I'm leaving tomorrow, I will be the first on Twitter or Instagram or whatever saying thank you, because these 6 years have been amazing. And it hasn't been a roller coaster ride.
No.
But so thank you for the road. Well, it hasn't. It's been a straight trajectory up. And I'm just thankful for everything that he's done. I don't agree with a lot of his decisions. But hey, that gamble part mentality, I like that too. And we'll miss him, but we will survive.
I mean, we've had coaches leave before and we're still there.
Yep. I was upset when Tuberville left
Yep.
because, he had the thing going in the right trajectory. But anyway, all right, you want to talk about some school choice?
Yeah, let's talk school choice. School choice. Everybody out there, you do know what the school choice and the education freedom thing is kind of quiet lately because they've been bringing up some other topics. That means that they're talking even more. They're working their black magic in the back rooms in the Senate chambers now. So
always some calm in that hurricane, when you get into that we had the front part of it where they're putting stuff out there. And I think they put a lot of that out there just to kind of see what the knee-jerk reaction would be, from the community. They keep telling us that 70 to 75% of the people in Mississippi want this. They have found out to be that's not factual.
That ain't gonna happen.
No, that's not factual. And I read the other day that their goal is to have Mississippi universal school choice in Mississippi by 2029. So
they got a lot of work to do to get there.
Yeah, 100%. And the funding, which we talk about all the time, every time, where's it going to come from? Why are we going to blow up what we have working on now?
Well, you're looking at it this way. If they blow it, if this year they were able to get something in and the money that would leave the program, leave the school program, plus what they're missing in their retirement account at PERS, they'd have a double-edged sword to try to fix all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus they don't have any money to fix the roads. Then somebody wants to give them some money to fix Jackson. I mean, talk about an empty pocketbook.
Yeah, the $350 million, dispersed
to the private,
to the private, and it just makes it thinner, makes it tougher to get by.
Right.
And I've said this from day one. The biggest thing for me is, what in the world are you going to do with the accountability model? I just don't see any way possible that you could have the accountability model still placed on the public schools and then allow the private schools down the road not to have any accountability.
And then we lost a school. State took over a school. What school was that?
Look, the last 2 weeks I've been out, but
okay, they took over a school last week.
Okay.
Poor management, I guess what you do. But when they take over a school, I'm glad to see them taking over a school that they needed to take over rather than kick it down the road, because a lot of times they just get kicked down the road.
Yeah. Let's see. Looks like the State Department of it takes over Okolona.
Yeah, Okolona.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Chip, with these takeovers. There are not, and I know you and I are on different sides of the fence of this when it comes to these administrators making these salaries. But I'm telling you, man, you could pay them $500,000 some of these places, and it simply isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
But there are not enough superintendents that are qualified.
Of 144.
Yeah, they're just simply not people that are tried and true, that have been through, know what it takes to run a successful school. I mean, all you're doing as a school district or a school board when you bring in these superintendents is it's a gamble. It's just like a head football coach, in the SEC or whatever. It is absolutely a gamble. You don't know if it's going to be a fit. The mixture is going to be there. I mean, you just don't know if it's going to be a good fit.
But I mean, if we got down to like 25 districts in Mississippi, it's worth to pay somebody a lot of money then.
Yeah, I don't know if we.
But I mean, 25 is.
Yeah, that would be. I could see the one per county because, I mean, DeSoto is basically throwing it in everybody's face.
Right.
You know, DeSoto is the largest school district by a long shot in the state of Mississippi, and they're running A and B schools out the wazoo.
Right.
So the leadership up there has to be tremendous. Your
And
checks and balances, the assistant superintendents, everybody's, you know, has their own expertise that they're working on. So how do you model that or scale that down to some of these other districts is a good question.
Well, when you think about Hernando, also, I mean, that area, they also were able to lower taxes
Wow.
in their county. I
Wow.
mean, they run a tight ship, and they lowered taxes when the state went up, they went down.
Well, that's incredible, you know, to say that. But the amount of people that have, you know, just it's been a mass exodus to DeSoto County from Memphis, and all the housing that's gone up. You know, these schools that they put in, like Lewisburg, Lake Cormorant, all these newer schools have just exploded. I mean, they're all 6A, DeSoto Central 7A, and they go from being a 2 or 3A immediately when they break off the other school and just explode within 4 years. Now they're a 7A school. The population influx is just unbelievable. And I guess because they have so many more houses, they could lower the taxes like that.
Yeah, but the A, B, and C, the school ratings.
Oh, they're out the roof. I mean, they're good. I mean, it's just, you know, everybody. I think there's maybe one D up there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
I mean,
being the only D district? I mean, that person is not going to have a job.
no.
Whereas you have that here locally in JPS, you know, they're probably going to praise them.
Yep. Yeah, not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough.
That's right. Not enough. You're exactly right.
Okay, we'll be back and talk a little bit more on the program with Jamie Crew right here on WYAB.
You're exactly right.
Okay, we'll be back and talk a little bit more on the program with Jamie Crew.
1039 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris at Fannin Mart on the Res is quickly becoming Rankin County's go-to spot for pizza, burgers, pasta, appetizers, daiquiris, and more. Try their famous Wheel of Flavor pizza. You can add up to 3 different specialty pizzas onto one pie, such as the Margarita, Sergeant Pepperoni, Acme Beet Buster, Pig, Pesto Chicken, the Old Mexico, the Supreme, or hey, just build your own custom pizza. Acme also has a full bar with 9 different frozen daiquiris to choose from. Open daily at 4 p.m. Acme Pizza and Daiquiris.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled, and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
The best investment on earth is earth. This is real estate agent Shane Saxton. As I like to say, the government can print more money, but they can't print more land. In the past 2 years, I've sold over $100 million in real estate. Call me today to get your land and home sold, because Saxton Sales isn't just a slogan. It's backed up by hundreds of satisfied clients just like you.
Find one of Mississippi's top real estate agent, Shane Saxton, on Facebook, or call Shane at 601-540-5040. Upper Property, 601-724-1435.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
I'm on a diet. I don't want to be down there at Tom's Fried Pies. We had a good time. When I tell you the crust was flaky, I'm talking about buttery. This was nothing like I've ever tasted. Ever. I mean, I've never tasted anything like that, man. It was nice. Atmosphere was nice. Everybody there was nice. Because I'll be back, even though I don't supposed to with my diet. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Tom'sFriedPies.com. Tom'sFriedPies.com.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the one and only Chip Matthews Show, where somebody completely stupid like myself can get on the radio with somebody like Jamie Creel who knows something about this stuff and try to make heads or tails of it. But anyway, we were just going over the schools that had been on probation in the state before, and you had what, 15?
It's a bunch. Quickly, I can go through this list. This is through 2000 on the school takeovers. North Panola, Tibbahall twice, Tunica twice, North Bolivar, Holmes, Jeff Davis, North Panola, Hazelhurst, Indianola, Tate County, Sunflower, Drew, Aberdeen, Claiborne County, LaFleur, Scott County, Noxubee. So you were mentioning during the break which one's Benny Thompson's. So Noxubee would not be Benny Thompson's district. Scott County would not. But North Panola and Tibbahall.
Okay. But the rest is in Benny's district.
Yeah.
But also when we were talking about the one that just got taken over, you showed that they're teaching to the test is they're a B. It's just
they've gone from a D to a B, and said they took over because there was $100,000 shortfall.
So
with the monies,
the people handling the money can't handle the money right.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know how you get it down to where. I guess you really couldn't get it down to where the state took care of everybody's money and told them what to do. That doesn't work. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how do you make the system smaller?
Yeah.
So that you can have more teachers in the classroom and they get paid better.
Let me,
because we know money is what it takes to get the teachers happy.
Right. But let me defend this for a second,
Okay.
Chip.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you know how easy it'd be to if you made a budget out for a school district and
Right.
you said, okay, this is what we're going to do to a T, and every dollar you know that you have coming in, it is allocated.
Right.
Okay. This is how easy it'd be to have $100,000 shortfall. Okay. Let's just say you start school 1st of August.
Right.
In October, war breaks out in Iraq.
Right.
And diesel fuel goes up.
Okay.
The amount of difference that you would have just in your transportation from the bus department could be 100,000
Okay.
by March. You know, it's not necessarily, I wouldn't want to point fingers saying, oh, this person stole this. Oh, this person's not
Right.
smart enough to do this. There are factors in a school that cause up and down, cost of fuel, the cost of buses, equipment breakdown, things that you just don't foresee. Now you need to have a rainy day fund and some setback, but if you're having shortfalls, I mean, people aren't moving to Oklahoma.
Right.
I mean, do you know anybody in Oklahoma?
I don't know
No.
anybody there.
Nor do I. But I mean, so your tax base is pretty stagnant and it's just not growing like it needs to be. And you don't have that rainy day fund where you can go in there and say, okay, we undershot $100,000 on diesel fuel for the buses, or this air conditioning system went out and we wasn't counting on it going out this year.
I got you. So because you budget every dollar at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you have to, and you can move some monies around, but you have 2 or 3 or 4 of those things happen, and now you've had a bad day. And so I don't want to come out and say, oh, they're
Okay.
being mischievous, or
On your app there, can you tell what they were in trouble for last time?
No, it doesn't say.
We got a phone call coming in. Let's see what they got.
All right.
WYAB, what's up?
Not much. I was just going to say, if we could get rid of some of these pencil pushers, the superintendents and all, not have a superintendent for each district, we probably have money to pay whoever we needed to.
Oh, Yeah, but that's what we're talking about now is some superintendents are needed and worth it, and some are not. You just got 144 of them.
There's 140, 148, whatever school districts, and the average salary is $75,000 a piece, plus the office and all this mess. We got a principal in each school with at least two assistant principals. We just got too much. We're too top heavy.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
Yep.
So are you going to make the each principal? Are they going to be hired by the school board? Like, let's just take Madison School District where we're residing in right now. You have 20 plus schools. Is each one of those principals going to be anointed and appointed by the school board?
I mean, if that's what they got to do. I mean, school they ain't doing much else.
Well, so here's the issue that I would say, against that. Okay. Typically people on the school board do not have any school understanding. And so you have to have the superintendent that's going to carry out their, the wishes and the demands of the board. I can't see it would be an absolute crap show if you try to make, excuse me, if you try to make 20 plus principals accountable to the school board itself. So there has to be that designee that's going to carry that out. Do some of them make too much money? Probably so. And there's also some of them out there that don't make enough, and it's skewed. And I know it's negotiable, but the problem is right now there are not enough eligible, qualified superintendents to fill the spots that we have now. And so they start reaching out over state lines. They start bringing in people that have these progressive ideas. And next thing you know, the school district goes to crap, and they're wondering what happened. And, when people start bringing in superintendents from outside of the local areas that don't know the logistics of that local area, things get messed up as well. JPS has always hired, for the most part, did a national search to bring this person in for superintendent, and it has blown up in their face time and time and time again. And whereas you have Rankin County and Madison County who are hiring from within, that seems to be they seem to have the best interest of those communities, and they know what's best for the schools, and they continue to thrive while these others do not.
I mean, even if we had one per county, it would save us a ton of money. But
yes,
it
would.
Oh, no doubt about it.
82 counties, maybe have 8 or 10 of them. I mean, it just seems like just redundant,
right?
Between the principal and 2 assistant principals and all that. I mean, I'm not an educator or anything. It's damn sure seems, like overkill. Like there's too many. All the people up top that aren't teaching kids are getting all the money, and the ones that teach are not getting any of the money.
Right. Let me ask you, which county do you live in, sir?
I live in Rankin.
Okay, perfect example right here. So you have 2 big school districts in Rankin, right? You have the Rankin County School District and you have the Pearl Municipal School District. Do you think Pearl wants to be incorporated by Rankin County?
It doesn't matter what Pearl wants. I mean, if it saves money, that's what we need to do.
I understand, but both of them are highly successful, and both of them they're not operating in the red. Rankin County would be one of those examples where everything is on the up and up. Education's flourishing, per pupil expenditures flourishing. They are an example of how the whole county succeeds doing that. Whereas now you go to Madison County schools are on the uprise, and then you have the Canton separate school district sitting in there, that's struggling. And then you have Hinds County where Clinton's thriving, but the other 2 are not. And, but Rankin County probably is the one example I would give an example of where you can have 2 separate school districts that are flourishing within that one county and financially making it happen.
Right. I get it. Like I said, it just seems a little top heavy to me. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate the call.
When you talk about that in Hinds County, we have 3 districts. It's Clinton, JPS, and what's the other one? Hinds. Okay. The county.
Yeah. So you got Terry, Byram, that component. And then,
how does the Terry Byram one do compared to the Jackson one?
Well, I mean,
it's
probably a little better than JPS, and I'm not knocking JPS. It just, JPS is just gone. Can you imagine, JPS was the largest school district in the state by a landslide 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And it is just you know, as the businesses move out, your tax base moves out, the people move out that are supporting these businesses, and now you're just left with.
Let's see what we got on the phone now. WYAB. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
It's Chris Hinkle.
Yes. Hey, Chris.
So one thing that I've seen in the school districts here, and it has to do with the representation. I'll take Madison County. We have 5 school districts. 5. We have 5 representatives, 1 for each school district. We have 5 seats on the Madison County Board of Supervisors, 5 boards of supervisors. Those districts are not the same districts. They're not based on the same population or anything like that. And I think that causes some problems with your representation of exactly who to hold accountable if your school district is failing, or if your school district is involved in putting things like obscene and objectionable pornographic materials into the school library, trying to narrow down exactly who's responsible for that and who can make changes.
Well, you know,
you're not sure who you go to.
You know, those 5 supervisors, those are all gerrymandered districts, and you know that.
Yep.
I mean, they're based on, they are drawn based on race, which we hope real soon the Supreme Court's going to strike down. They'll have to redraw, but they're not talking about redrawing yet, but they need to be.
Hey, Chris. You made reference to being 5 separate school. Are you talking about school zones?
Well, you have 5 districts on the Madison County School Board. The area that those cover are not in line with the 5 that you have for your supervisors.
So you're saying, okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying the 5 board members.
They're not the same.
Right, the 5 board members that are on the school board. Okay, I see what you're saying now. So
they don't represent the same population that the boards of supervisors does.
Yes,
it's supposed to be based on population. My guess is they probably looked at it and aligning with how many schools are in a particular area. I'm sorry, if you just happen to be on the school board and there's more schools in your area than the school board representative sitting next to you, that's just tough. You just got a tougher job. You've got more responsibility than they do. But it should be, everything should match up according to the population. That's why we had a problem in one of the school board elections where there was somebody running for a particular school board. They showed up at their own polling place and they weren't on their own ballot.
Wow. You know, and that's kudos to Madison's, school district, Madison County School District, because when you don't have the alignment, you would think that there would be some dysfunction, which you're saying that there is, and it makes sense that it is. And for them to have the success that they've had over the last decade or so is really astonishing, even without that type of alignment.
Yeah, but they still have their problems. That's why when we go before the school board to question, I spent 25 years in law enforcement. I know what obscene and objectionable material looks like,
100%.
according to Mississippi state law. And when I'm looking and I'm identifying things in there, in the libraries, in the school libraries, in the elementary school libraries, and I can't get an answer, not just why they didn't pull it out, who was responsible for putting it in there in the first place? Who thought that was a good idea? And they keep pointing to the school librarian. Fingers point everywhere, but nobody takes responsibility. And I got the impression that the school superintendent really doesn't have the authority to do anything on them.
Well, the authority is going to come from, the rules and everything is going to be coming from the school board. And then the superintendent's there to make sure that the board's ideas get passed down to each school. But yeah, I mean, I've seen stuff like that. They put, and I'm not going to tell you what state, but there was some obscene material that was sent out to Florida 2 years ago, and a certain national company sponsored it. They said without knowing what was going on, but it was passing out transgender stuff to K-5 kids and putting it in a book. And, I thought to myself, how dumb can a company be like this to even take a stance on something this magnitude, much less sponsor and buy all the books for all these K-5 kids in kindergarten and in the state of Florida. It's just absolutely asinine. And then for the local school boards to even allow it in there is another asinine situation.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say, and we never got an answer on this, is why for 12 or 13 years was Carrie Wright paid $307,000 a year, more than anybody else in the state, as a state school superintendent, when we were traditionally, during her tenure, 48th, 49th, and 50th. It never really deviated from that. She didn't bring anything to the table. And when we started asking those questions as we got closer to the time she was stepping down, that's when we heard from the governor and others, oh, well, we'll have to reevaluate how much we're paying the state school superintendent.
Well,
if you're the state school superintendent and our standing in the United States is not going in the positive direction, and you're getting paid $300,000. She was the highest paid school superintendent in the nation.
Yes.
Not just.
That's right. Yeah. And that's another thing too. And that's what I was just talking, I made a statement a while ago. It's hard for us to move. Mississippi is just so unique. It's hard for us to move forward without somebody knowing the ins and outs of Mississippi. You can bring ideas in from Iowa or North Carolina or wherever you want, but if it's going to be rejected by the state of Mississippi, then it's not going to do you any good. And I don't think she was ever highly favored here in Mississippi. And I think Lance will eventually continue this momentum forward, moving up, getting Mississippi on the map, and because he knows what is going on in the state of Mississippi. He's from Mississippi. He knows, what's going on. And I just think that's an issue when you start bringing in these people from other states that have no idea our demographics or the dynamics that make the state work.
Yeah, she was from Maryland and D.C.
Yeah.
That tells you what her philosophy is when she came down here. She came from failing school districts up there and brought her failing mentality here. And for some reason, our elected representatives in the House and the Senate decided, okay, this is just fine. Let's just keep paying her all this money for no success, zero success. We're starting to see some success now, but it's going to take a long time to correct all the problems we had for years and decades. And we can blame our district school superintendents, and we can blame the state school superintendent. But what it comes down to is leadership from the governor, the Senate, and the House. And if we're not holding them accountable, nothing's going to change.
And the local communities are the ones that have all the power. That's who has the power. In Mississippi, it starts people up, not top down, although they keep trying to push top down as they're in charge. But the people have the power. They got the power to push back. And they constantly don't get listened to. Thanks for calling in, Chris.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Right, good show last week. And they constantly don't get listened to. Thanks for calling in, Chris.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Right, good show last week.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Burgers, blues, barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown Brandon, and Flowood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering, award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people, and with 2 food trucks ready for all your special events. Check out the all-new burgersblues.com to view our full menu, order carryout, and delivery by locally owned Take a Break deliveries.
Looking for farm fresh produce, high quality local beef, dairy, and desserts? Look no further than the Farm Store in Flora. We've got the sweetest, juiciest fruits and vibrant vegetables from Two Dog Farms, plus premium beef, all from right here in the community. Whether you're cooking up a feast or just grabbing a healthy snack, The Farm Store has got you covered. Freshness you can taste, prices you'll love. Find us on Facebook at The Farm Store by Two Dog Farms.
Hi, folks. Kim Wade here. Mississippi Energy Services provides generators. That's right. You may not need it now, but when you need backup power, you need a backup power generator from Mississippi Energy Services. Never again have to worry about being without heat, air conditioning, or all your frozen items spoiling because your energy was lost. You got backup power now, and it's so reliable. You'll be pleased with Mississippi Energy Services. Online at msenergy.us.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
After 28 years, we are closing our brick and mortar location in Canton come November 2025. But fear not, smalltownmusic.com will remain alive and well, and you will still be able to text or call 601-859-8596. Small Town Music, come on and get it. 859-8596. Call before you're home. We will have a booth on Canton Square at the Emporium, and you can still browse our guitars and support our original music at www.smalltownmusic.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show. Jamie Creel sitting in with me today. He is your shelter insurance agent.
Appreciate that.
I thought
Chip.
I'd make sure I get that right.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, sir.
And, you know, we're sitting here. We've been talking about. Here's the big thing that all of you people need to take away from this. If any lawmaker comes to you and says, "What do you think about school choice?" you need to tell them, you don't need to vote on it now. You need to kick it down the road like you do everything else, and wait a year or so, and let's have more conversation about it. That's all you got to do, because the whole education system, as far as the nuts and bolts of it, needs to be maneuvered a little bit. It needs to be worked on, and that's the only way we're ever going to fix it. But now we're going to spend the rest of the time talking about Ole Miss football.
All right.
We just went through all the quarterbacks at Ole Miss, just a moment or two.
Yeah.
I don't know who we left out.
We probably left some out, but I mean, people talk about the difference in Ole Miss and State. And, that one position over the period of time, yes, they have Dak Prescott. Yes.
They had Rocky Felker.
Don Smith, John Bond. But I mean, just look at the trajectory that Ole Miss has been on, starting with Hugh Freeze all the way through the Kiffin era, Bo Wallace.
Ken Austin. You forgot Ken Austin.
And he's still coordinating or coaching somewhere. Chad Kelly, Matt Corral, Jordan Tiamu, Jackson Dart, and Luke Altmaier, who, Luke Altmaier's dad, he's quarterback at Illinois.
Right.
His dad and I played college baseball together at Mississippi College, Chad.
Luke, which one is that? The one that was third string when left Ole Miss and start somewhere else?
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I don't want this to be left out. And it was, but one of my favorite players in the history of Ole Miss football that played quarterback was John Rice Plumlee.
Oh, yeah.
I love John Rice Plumlee.
He proved his worth too.
He did. And he was just such a solid kid and solid individual, baseball player, loved God, ultimate Christian, everything that he stood for. I've got a signed football, and I've gotten to know Patrick Willis pretty well
Yes.
over the last couple of years through mutual friends, and being able to hang out with him and him talk about his passion and love for Ole Miss, and we've just been blessed with some really good players.
Good recruiting. And I have a John Ryan Pumley Ole Miss hat, and I have a Central Florida hat.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's on the wall at the restaurant.
There you go.
At the Acme Pizza. Y'all come by and see us. We won't be open today. We open tomorrow. But anyway, so your prediction, is Lane going or not? You say Lane's going.
I think he's going. And like I said, I'll be the first to get out there and say, hey, man, thank you for everything you did. Thank you for, giving us 6 years of straight upward trajectory. Will we take a dip? Probably. For how long? Who knows?
Did you thank Tuberville when he left?
No, I did not. I was too young, to understand. I mean, you have to appreciate, what's transpired. I sat there, when I was buying 4-pack tickets years ago. Now I've got season tickets, and just to see a stadium like I saw it Saturday night. This is the highest Ole Miss football will ever be in my lifetime.
Right.
As far as expectations and results, I just can't see anticipation being any higher than it is right now. And I thank him for that.
Well, see, I was born in 1962 when we won our last national championship. And then of course, I got to grow up, and when Indian Bill Matthews was playing football, he was a big hero. And I met Archie for the first time, and Archie was a freshman, breaking all the freshman records, but he was Bill's roommate, but he was the freshman that had to do things for the seniors,
right?
Junior and seniors.
I got you.
And Archie would shine his shoes.
Wow.
And he made the comment, when he wears shoes, because he always liked to go to practice, and Johnny Bond would get on to him because he says, I'm faster without my shoes.
Wow. That's funny.
But I remember that. But I went from that to Archie, to Norris Weath, and then we just kept going through quarterbacks forever. And I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. It's Ole Miss football. I love it. And then all the different announcers. Stan Torgerson, Stan the man was the man.
Yeah.
I
got a question for you, Chip.
Okay.
See how good you are. When
Okay.
Tuberville left, who was the quarterback at Ole Miss?
Holy cow. I do know, and I can't.
It just hit me a while ago, and I think I'm right.
Was it Romero?
Stuart Patridge.
Stuart Patridge, it was. And then you went John Darnell, Stuart Patridge, and
don't get me. Look,
right in that package.
But
right in that package there, because that was all. And then who was the quarterback when the state missed the kick, when the wind blew backwards?
I don't know, but I went to the bowl game.
I was there I was standing on the field next to the Bulldog, and he started hitting me. And then when the ball hit and went backwards, next thing I saw was Freddie Joe Nunn running right over me, going to the blocker room with the wind.
Go Rebs, go! Blow, wind, blow. You remember that bumper sticker?
Yes. What a game! What a game! God is a rebel, and that sent us to the Independence Bowl to play
Air Force
that time. D Downs.
And then we went over there to Independence Bowl, and the people jumping out of the plane that year ended up 3 buildings away.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Okay. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Thanks for being here, Jamie.
Appreciate it.
See y'all.
All right.